Renewable organs for humans made from genetically engineered pigs. Animals have always served as a critical element in the advancement of our civilization. We've utilized them for food, clothing, beauty products, and even medicine. But how far can we push the use of animals for the purpose of medical innovation? We've made use of leeches for stopping blood clots during surgeries, tilapia skin for treating burns, and now we have pig-grown human kidneys for organ transplantation. Yes, you heard that right. Human organs grown from pigs. Who would have known that the animal that everyone's telling you not to eat too much of would be the same animal that could very well save your life? If you like this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe and notification bell to get future updates on new videos from Big Brain Tech. According to the American Transplant Foundation, 17 people die every day due to the lack of available organs for transplant, a considerable reduction from the 22 deaths per day 5 years ago. But nonetheless, this problem still presents to be a significant issue. So why can't we simply get an organ from a willing person and give it to someone who needs it? Well, that's because of the complexities involved in organ transplantation, the primary issue being our immune system. The human body is equipped with an immune system that's capable of identifying what's from the body and what's not. Anything the body identifies as foreign is seen as a threat, thus prompting an attack by our immune system. Having said that, organs from a different person would be seen as a foreign object by the host's body, who would then target the transplanted organ for destruction. That's why doctors always look for donors with the closest possible match to the recipient, in hopes that it would lessen the amount of rejection it gets from the immune system. But even after finding a seemingly perfect match, there's still the possibility of rejection, which is why people who have organ transplants are required to take immunosuppressive drugs to help reduce or prevent the host's immune system from destroying the foreign organ. Keep in mind that taking these drugs open people up to opportunistic infections which could be detrimental to a person with a suppressed immune system. Other issues could arise from the point of looking for potential donors up to the point of handling the donated organ. A lot of factors can potentially affect every stage of this crucial process, which could ultimately lead to failure. With so many individuals lined up in hopes of acquiring a suitable organ transplant, there just has to be another way of solving the problem. Fortunately, scientists have proposed a solution which undoubtedly sounds a bit too crazy for most people, and that's growing real human organs in animals, specifically pigs. Okay, so first things first, out of all the animals, why pigs? Pigs are considered to have organs that are roughly the same size as that of human beings. They mature quite quickly, and they give birth to quite a large number of piglets. This just means that the needed organs can be grown at a shorter time and with a considerable number of potential vessels. That sort of makes sense, but how exactly does it work? Okay. So let's pretend that a certain John Doe was in need of a kidney. What these scientists would do is to first acquire a pig embryo, meaning a pig that's still in its development phase. These people would then genetically modify these embryos by deleting the specific gene that codes for the synthesis of the pig's kidney. This way, the developing pig won't be able to produce its own kidneys. Stem cells from John will then be transferred onto the pig. These stem cells have the ability to transform, or in a more scientific way of saying it, differentiate, into any kind of cell that the body needs. Once the pig's body sees that it can't produce kidneys, John's stem cells will come in and fill that gap, allowing the development of a human kidney within the body of the pig. Once the pig reaches a certain age, the needed organ is harvested and transferred onto John. The great part about this is that given that the stem cells used to actually grow the kidney were from the recipient themselves, this would cancel the possibility of host rejection. This makes the process of organ transplantation less complicated and relatively safer for the recipient. Now, of course, there are ethical issues that come with this kind of solution. The primary issue involved in this is the age-old debate of permitting genetic modification of animals. Yes, the pigs have been genetically engineered since we've tampered with its original genes, allowing for the growth of a human organ within its body. The thing to understand here is that the process of genetic alteration isn't always harmless. Whenever an organism is being genetically modified, there's always the risk of jeopardizing that organism's health. There have been cases in the past when genetically modified animals are born with malformations or become prone to specific diseases. When these animals do survive, it's most likely that they have to live with a diminished quality of life. It's also possible that the embryos that have undergone genetic manipulation don't survive at all. So it's likely that the survival of a single genetically modified swine would come at the expense of multiple embryos. The process of changing an animal's genetic makeup is already seen as playing God by some people, especially the church. But transferring genes, mixing human components with that of an animal's, cause people to question whether we're still within the ethical bounds of technological innovation. This takes into account the possible consequences it could have not just on the experimented animals, but on us humans as well. The transfer of animal-based diseases onto the human population isn't anything new. It's being argued that the close proximity of humans with certain wildlife have caused these zoonotic diseases to spill onto the human populace. We've already seen this with this current pandemic, wherein the COVID virus, originally seen in bats, has been transferred to a human host. Scientists believe that there's a chance that this could happen once again with alterations of human and animal genetics. Then, of course, there's the argument that maybe there's a solution out there that doesn't require the participation of animals at all. That perhaps, instead of getting comfortable with the idea of pig-grown human organs, we should focus our time and available resources on searching for an alternative that wouldn't involve, as some would say, animal cruelty. The idea may still feel unnatural to some, possibly more than what they can accept, especially those who are in need of the organs themselves. The idea of having an organ that's previously grown from an animal now being transferred onto you might seem a bit much. Normalizing this option would definitely pose major challenges. When considering everything, we can't deny that these human organs grown from genetically engineered pigs have served as a great alternative for the continuing lack of organ donors. Science has taken the step of providing a solution to this very controversial issue. Perhaps the best that could be done right now is to continue to research, and by doing so, we eliminate the possible complications involved in this process for both humans and animals. In the coming years, as more and more innovations are being discovered, it could even be possible to find a solution that spares animal experimentation altogether. Who knows? Put on your thinking cap and let Big Brain Tech know your thoughts in the comment section below. After you hit that like and subscribe button, be sure to upgrade your big brain with more knowledge by checking out our sister channel, Big Brain Money.